Kia ora, good evening. The Interislander ferry Around has run aground in Picton Harbour. A steering failure saw it hit the shore around 10 o'clock last night. It comes after a week of failures that raise questions about the country's ageing infrastructure. The Defence Force 757 broke down in Papua New Guinea while taking the Prime Minister to Japan. A power pylon in North Auckland inexplicably fell over, cutting power to thousands of people. And now the Interislander. Tonight, the Aotearoa's bow remains stuck on the shore of Picton Harbour. There'll be an effort to tow it free at high tide in a few hours. Leighton Hakel has been following events from Picton.
A vital supply link between the North and South Islands, now, nose first, jammed into the shoreline. The Interislander's Aotearoa ferry is stuck, having run aground on its way out of Picton.
Definitely out of the unordinary, eh?
Locals watching from early morning, the safety of those on board, priority number one.
Extremely shocking, extremely devastating. Been in touch with the crew, they're well. Unfortunately very fatigued, that's to be expected, and obviously crew welfare is one of our main priorities.
That's because they were stuck there from 10 p.m. last night. A steering failure sent the ferry onto the beach. The freight vessel had 8 truck drivers and 39 crew on board. None were injured. They've all since come off, replaced by a fresh crew, but the ferry, it hasn't moved.
We're putting a plan together and coordinating that, working with a number of different stakeholders as we finalise that plan, but we will look to float the Aotearoa off the shore.
While this is a significant incident, the message is it could have been much worse.
We got lucky on this one. I wouldn't like to see us relying on luck for the future.
Late last year, the coalition government canned plans to purchase 2 new ferries and terminals because of budget blowouts.
The Ferrari is not the only car in the garage. I think it's time we had a look and see if there's a Toyota Corolla, good reliable one, that might be able to do the job, or maybe some second-hand Teslas.
New terminals are needed and new ferries are needed, and I'm not sure what it's going to take to get that message across. We've now had a series of potentially catastrophic incidents which are purely through luck. Just luck. They haven't gone completely pear-shaped.
The Interislander has been plagued with issues. There's been delays, disruption and even a mayday call when a ferry lost power. Today's mishap brought on a rash of politicians and the blame game began.
Probably shouldn't be saying this, but I'd have to question whether Kiwi Rail are the right people to be operating the ferries.
The government does need to take responsibility for governing and the decisions they make about the future.
Kiwi Rail need to take their responsibilities of maintaining their assets incredibly seriously.
And Kiwi Rail says it has, with the Aotearoa having just had an upgrade only weeks ago, including to its steering system.
And obviously, it's serious that we've had a ship grounded. So we'll look to the root cause investigation, but we have invested significant money and time recently in upgrading the steering system.
Kiwi Rail's CEO didn't want to discuss the future plans for the Interislander at all today.
The work that's going on to look at the option now of what we do with these ships, that's not a discussion for today, and that will be discussion for future time. Those discussions for another day. Let's have those discussions at a later time.
But clearly, some people do.
Blame the Prime Minister cancelling the new ferries.
The Transport Minister says the call to can the ferries was the right one.
Decisions were made. We're committed to the resilience, we're committed to new ships.
But he won't give a timeline on when that might be. Marine experts say we cannot wait any longer.
Well, I think they've had the warnings, and I think this is the kind of, like, it can't go any further, because the only place you can go after this warning is an actual catastrophe.
A catastrophe appears to have been averted today, but the ferry is still stuck on the shore.
Well, Leighton is with us now from Picton. Leighton, what do we know about the refloating plans?
Well, Laura, the high tide is expected at around 9 p.m. tonight, so that is when they will try and refloat this ferry. Maritime New Zealand, the Harbour Master and Kiwi Rail are all working together to figure out the best plan to get it off the shore. They had attempted this morning, but that had to be aborted, and they've had experts and divers in to figure out the best way to go about it. Now, the Transport Accident Investigation Commission has also arrived. They will be investigating, as will Kiwi Rail. Kiwi Rail wouldn't speculate today
on exactly what caused the problem, but Simeon Brown says it's his understanding that those in control of the ferry lost the ability to steer it. As for the future of the Cook Strait ferries, the Interislander, and those much-needed replacements, he says that the expert ministerial advisory group has presented its final report to the relevant ministers, and we could expect something on that shortly, but shortly can't come soon enough for what is a critical link for our country.
Leighton Hakel, live from Picton, Tēnā koe.